So welcome to our webinar, What Do I Post Next Month? Kindly sponsored by Bira. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Hannah McCunn, who's our head of social at Maybe. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Hi, Polly. I'm really good. You?
Yeah, good, thank you. So lovely to see so many of you here today. Please feel free to use the Q&A in the Zoom. And if you're watching on catch up, you can use the blue chat icon as well. And either way, you'll get immediate responses from us. So thank you all so much for joining us today. So today's agenda, we're going to look at the key topics coming up. As Hannah was saying, obviously we've got Easter upon us, but there's much more coming at the end of April. And then of course we've got all those bank holidays in May to start thinking about. The key thing is, how do you reach more customers? How do you grow sales? And how do you stay ahead of the competition, do better business and be more efficient? All in 1 hour. Isn't that amazing? What do we know? What do we know about this? Well, we've helped about 25,000 different businesses connect with their customers digitally. I'm Polly Barnfield. I'm the CEO and founder of Maybe. We've got an awesome team behind me. You've got one of them with you today, but there are many more that you can meet if you come to our daily live sessions that we run as well. Our clients range from SMEs to PLCs. Our biggest clients, the UK government, but we help thousands of smaller businesses really make digital work for them. Our business is all about helping you transform your digital communications. We bluntly give you all the tools you need, whether it's building a website, running email, doing social, in one AI-powered box that literally takes away the anxiety of what I post tomorrow, what I write, because the AI helps you write it. And as we're going to show you today, it will write it like you and help you be better. It's not just a grey AI that you can get if you go and use one of the mainstream tools. All clever stuff. Now, Hannah has done a beautiful job of looking at businesses in Manchester. And we always start by showcasing what people are doing really well, because there are so many businesses out there doing something extraordinary. The challenge and what we're here to address and working with Bira with is that only 14% of businesses currently are active on digital channels. And when you consider that consumers, 81% of us make a decision about what we're going to buy based upon what we look at digitally, whether we're buying it online or offline. There's an enormous gap, and we're helping people bridge that gap and reach their customer. The mobile phone is your shop window. Instagram is one of those shop windows. Other social media channels do apply: Facebook, TikTok, all of those. But today we very much look at the Instagram from here. But if you come and work with us, which Bira have got the most amazing offer for you, it will work across all channels, whether it be Snap, LinkedIn, Facebook. So excuse us talking about Instagram today, but it does work across everything. Hannah, over to you. Talk to me about some of these amazing businesses in Manchester and what they're up to.
Oh, there's some great ones. Picking just 6 was a challenge because there's some fantastic ones. But yeah, I've done that. Just got 6 just to talk about today. So the first one is Steranko in Didsbury, and this one really stood out to me because of the way that they showcase their products. They do lots of things really well. So that particular post, I love how they feature their team in posts. As you can see, you've got one of their lovely team just there. Great use of tagging. So obviously people can click through to these products to find out more about them if they like the look of them. But they've got, they use great use of both their team wearing the items and flat lays. So they kind of put together, a combination of products to show how they can be combined to create a look and create an outfit. And then got great use of tagging, as you can see. So they actually, are tagging in the different brands that the actual person's wearing there. And they've made it topical. So they've put their trans-seasonal layering. So obviously it is a challenge. What do you wear when you've got that kind of slightly warmer weather, but it's not warm enough to, just wear one layer? So as you can see, they've just, I just really like their feel. It's got a nice feel to it. The team come alive. You already feel you kind of know the team a little bit, especially this lady just here, but also this gentleman. And there's lots of pictures of them just kind of stood outside the shop wearing their items. So very much showing the product in situ. But they sprinkle that through, obviously, product showcases and things as well. So great use of tagging. As I said, so they tag in the brands, they make their Instagram shoppable, but also good use of hashtags too to make their content more discoverable. So obviously, if people are looking for, you know, Manchester or any of the different items they're posting about, obviously people can actually find this feed and obviously find what they're looking for. So yeah, I just thought they did a great job. Really liked that one. It's just a nice touch. And then this next one, it was quite a simple one. This is Home Image DIY in Manchester. And I just like, this is a really simple idea, but they just put pictures of their wallpaper combined with some nice audio. Again, they add good hashtags so people can kind of find this type of content if that's what they're looking for. But I just thought it was quite eye-catching. So that third post along, Polly, just click on that one and pop the sound on. It's just a really simple idea. But it's just really pretty wallpaper. Add some audio, add a great caption, add some relevant hashtags to make people more likely to find your content. And it's a simple idea, something that, you know, any retailer could replicate with what they actually offer. But I just really liked it. It caught my eye, and that's the point. You know, that social media is very noisy, and so you want to catch people's eye, and this is something that would be really easy to put together. And yet, yeah, people are likely to stop, have a look, and that's exactly what you want to do with your social media posts. So
I think, Hannah, it's also interesting to point out that sometimes it's not the number here, as in the likes. This post has got a very clear call to action to the website. We know a third of our traffic to maybetech.com comes from our click-throughs from our organic social. So sometimes you might look at it and judge it by the engagement, but also look at your web traffic, because and this idea of making sure your web your domain is clearly visible on your post is really important, because a lot of people will remember it and then go and type it into Google. So that direct attribution is really hard as well. So I think that wins for me on lots of fronts. Good shout.
yeah, just simple but really effective, wasn't it? So, and they do that, you know, on repeat. And then just this third one just kind of stood out. They do like a new plant day, and every time they've got new plants in their shop, they do a new plant day, and then they feature a carousel of those plants. So it's just something that, you know, if someone follows your feed, say you do new plant day on a Monday or on a Friday, or, you know, whenever it actually is, people will get used to seeing that on your socials on a Monday, and therefore look out for it. You know, what new things have you got in your shop this week? So that's what I liked about that one, is, yeah, they just make a bit of an event about it. So getting their new stock in becomes a bit of an event that they then share with their audience. So yeah, and again, something that anyone can replicate. It doesn't have to be plants, obviously, it can be whatever you actually offer. So yeah, I like that one too. Then Bombay to Mumbai, delicious looking food, and what they do particularly well, great use of hashtags, but they regularly use carousels to show the dishes that are on their menu. So this particular one is a 7-course tasting menu, and it's just, it feels as kind of, you know, as a part of the audience, as flicking through the menu. You know, you're kind of just flicking through to see what takes your fancy. So it's just a nice way to showcase kind of several dishes or several of anything, really. And again, you know,
that's making me really hungry.
I know. Yeah, dessert as well. See, so, but they do this regularly. They've got relevant hashtags, and, you know, it's just yeah, it's just a really good way of showcasing a range of things, and it does, as the user, as the audience, it feels like you're flicking through a brochure or a menu or something like that. So it's a nice way to present, I think. So yes, that it's not lunchtime yet, Polly, either, so unfortunately. And then Fairy Tale Brides, I really liked how they brought the experience to life through their social posts. So that particular one is a video that kind of leads you through their premises. Again, you can see how great they are at using hashtags. Good call to action. They add relevant audio as well. So that particular audio is called I Know What You Want. Well, that's obviously particularly relevant for a bride who's kind of looking at all of the options they could have for a wedding dress and what are they going to actually choose. So So that was, another lovely post. But they've got other posts on their feeds, just sharing like tips, so there was one post that the one of the owners is talking over it and saying, oh, you coming for your dress fitting, remember to wear your shoes, and yeah, remember to stand still, face forward, just they share tips, they share customer user generated content. So you obviously can see lots of brides wearing their dresses. So it just kind of brings that whole experience to life. So you get the feeling, so look how not to fan a train. Which is quite funny. So you just get a feel for the experience. You feel like you get to know the team a little bit through their posts, which I think is really important because it kind of builds a connection with people before they even, walk through your door or buy from you. So yeah, lovely feed. And then finally, this one actually really made me want to go out cycling because I think not only do they showcase obviously the bicycles that they actually offer, but they've also got carousels of different bicycle rides that they've been on. They get great engagement. And if you scroll down, Polly, there was one particular time-lapse video. It's like it's that one. They're on the left, on the balcony, on the left-hand side. That's it. That's them actually assembling a tandem bike from being in a bag in Morocco. And I just thought it was really interesting to watch. Obviously I suppose it shows that they've taken that to Morocco with them and then they're actually assembling this huge bike.
Great engagement on the feed on it as well.
Yeah, definitely. That would catch your eye. It's the unique type of post that clearly only so many businesses could replicate anything like this because it's showing their expertise, it's showing what they do, it's showing what they offer. So that was the post that stood out, I think, the most. But as I said, there are other posts they obviously showcase the bicycles that they actually sell and offer, but they also have some really nice carousels of bicycle rides that they've been on and showing the scenery. And again, it's that experience that's shining through, I think, from their feed too. Just obviously
time-lapse is a really good use of video actually, because it turns what can be quite a long thing into something really, it's very scroll stopping, isn't it? And you can see from the level of engagement on that post, and they get great engagement on all their feeds. But
yeah,
it's a really, it's a simple thing to do, but has big impact, isn't it? It's very engaging.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So, it's kind of, I love the mixture there. You've obviously got the bicycles that they sell in their bike shop, which is, clearly the product that they're showing you, but it's all the other stuff around it, that obviously the tandem is showing you how to assemble one, but it's just the adventures that you can have if you do go cycling.
But these are not high production cost videos, are they, Hannah? These are shot with an iPhone.
Yeah.
And look at the level of engagement. It's really, that's a lot of views. And what's interesting with this, and I'll talk about this later, I'm a Border Terrier fan, so I'm afraid we've got 4
I was
Border Terriers.
just thinking that, Polly, when I saw that. You had a Border Terrier in, Polly's eyes thought definitely. Look.
But the really important thing about this, and this is not complex, this is a simple thing to shoot, but all of those people looking at this are now being put into your Facebook audience, which we're going to come and talk about in a bit, about how much that can drive sales. So, these simple iPhone shot videos can just have enormous benefit and value to driving sales another day. So if anybody that thinks, oh, I don't know where to get started, just share your story, and we'll show you how you can turn that audience into sales. So hold that thought. It can be as random as your Border Terrier running alongside by the bike, but I think this feed is lovely.
It is. And it's
yeah.
The more unique, the better, isn't it? As you say, it's about tech, because what makes your business unique is your business, what you do, the fact that you know your sector. So just sharing all the bits that make up your business, the behind the scenes bits, especially because people love that. That's unique, and that's what's more likely to catch people's eye than something that maybe anyone could post. I mean, look, Polly.
I know, I'm sold. I will buy, next time I buy a bike, I'm buying. Speaks my dog.
You go cycling like that with one of your Border Terriers on your lap. That's quite tricky, actually. It's a quick bump, and you could, yeah.
Yeah, right. Apologies for those that aren't Border Terrier fans. We've got a few questions, Hannah. I'd just like to answer while we're doing this. Should you put reels on your main feed? So should you put your reels on your main feed as well? Talk me through that one, Hannah.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Yes, you should. The one thing to think about is maybe putting a cover image on the actual post, just so then in your feed, you've got something that kind of fits the grid. So that's just something to think about. But I think so. Yeah, it's all your content. It's all, I mean, obviously that's a reel, the time lapse video, and that was, one of the posts I was immediately drawn to because I wanted to find out what it was about. So had that not been there, I may not have actually found it. So my opinion is yes, definitely.
Another question, Hannah. How do digital posts drive physical footfall? Oh, I'm going to answer that one. I'm going to take that one. So we have this a lot because we work with a lot of independent businesses. We do a lot of work for councils up and down the country. And a lot of people say, well, I don't do digital because my business only sells in the store. We've done massive projects where we can demonstrate the change in footfall by when you start to become active on social media, because you need to think about it. We are look at this picture of this man. The phone is your window on the world. It's where you go to look, where you're going, what you're thinking, where shall I go, all of that stuff. And if you don't turn up digitally, you know it as an individual when you're going to book a restaurant or going to look at something, you go and look at the reviews and all the rest of it. And we have this funny disconnect about our own business for some people, which is that they're just like, I don't know about it. So we've got two businesses we're going to showcase right at the end of this deck, which both are in a similar position and both are now doing over 6 figures a month just online. But most importantly, the halo effect on their business through their investment in digital has disproportionately changed the footfall to their stores as well. We've demonstrated through mobile phone and footfall tracking data how the more active a whole place is on digital, the more it increases footfall. I think it was in a town in Herefordshire called Ledbury that we could demonstrate a 15% uplift in footfall to the town as a whole, but a 50% uplift to those businesses that were participating and improving their social media performance. So never think, and we've seen people put queues outside their businesses through social. I had a lovely story this week about one of our clients is the Ninja Warrior Parks, and they did a campaign for National Sickie Day. We're going to go on to the social media calendar in a second, Hannah, but they had a really naughty campaign for National Sickie Day where they said it was only £3 a ticket. And they had a queue outside the door. They'd encourage everybody to pull a sickie, but it works. So never think, oh, I'm only a physical business, therefore digital's not that important. I promise you, you can create queues with social media. Right, Hannah. So should we show them one way to do this? As if by magic, we come to the calendar. So this is a tool that we've built. And Hannah, is it good?
It's phenomenal. It really is. You will never run out of content ideas. It is what we get asked so often is, what should I post? Yeah, there's something in there. You'll never run out of inspiration. But not only does it give you that inspiration, it then literally in seconds will help you create content to then put onto your social feeds. Yeah. Phenomenal isn't an exaggeration. It is. It's amazing.
So the thinking behind this, we've now leapt into the Maybe platform. And the really smart thing about the Maybe platform is that it knows its use. So I'm going to come out of the Maybe account and I'm going to go to an account called 7 View Homes. So the 7 View are a building, they're home improvements. Yeah, so you're not looking at our data. This calendar now knows that it knows we've got about over 5,000 days, isn't it? So if you go to the beginning of March, for example, we said all these days, all of these things that are for March. We go to April. How many days are there for March? Oh my goodness,
Loads at the beginning.
Yeah,
National Pet Month runs all months. That's one that nearly
God.
everyone could find some content for and engage people.
So if we think National Pet Month, because is a thing, right? So write me a post for National Pet Month, and it's going to write it as 7 View Home Improvements. So Hannah, if you were 7 View Home Improvements right now thinking, actually I'd like to gauge in National Pet Month, you've then got to go and originate all the ideas, haven't you?
yeah, thinking about some of them will be obvious, you know, to you, how you can make a topic very relevant to you, but some maybe not so much. You know, I mean, obviously National Pet Month, just post about your pet, but clearly trying to link that to your business in some way. Yeah, this does that for you. It knows who you are, it knows what you're looking to post about, and therefore it will write this content from the perspective of your business. It's so clever.
So there we go, press the button and it's gone. Embracing furry friends for National Pet Month. At 7 View Home Improvements, we believe that a house becomes a home when it's filled with love, laughter, and the pitter-patter of paws. As we celebrate National Pet Month, we dedicate time to honour the furry companions who bring joy, comfort, and endless words to our lives. And so it goes on. Now, if you'd have done this as another business, it would have changed it for you. Hannah, am I going to do the thing now? Should we do another one, or should we do it with this one? Should we do it with this one?
Up to you, Polly.
I'm going to come back to this one. Should we go look through it? But we're going to come back. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to show you how you can schedule this and create an image for it using AI inside the Maybe platform. But let's go and look at what other days we've got for April. So we promised to show you how you could be ready for all your content. Let's just scroll and show you. And all of you can have access to this. We've got an offer for you at the end of this session. So any of these, April Fool's Day, should we write a post for April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
So April Fools, yeah, I mean, National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. What a
It would be rude not to get involved in that one, really, wouldn't it?
Somebody once said to me, you must always have Marmite and Brussels sprout posts on your feed. And it took me a while to understand what that meant. And what they meant is that you've got to have something that engages people, and people, you either love peanut butter or hate it. I'm a lover, but you know. Embracing the spirit of April of fun, April Fool's Day with 7 View Home Improvements. Hey there, wonderful friends and followers. As we gear up to fun, filled laughter and light-hearted mischief, 7 View is here to infuse some joy. Has it given you a? No, they haven't been brave enough to give you an April Fool. Should we do the peanut butter one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you get the idea. It's not, you haven't got to create the content. Somebody's asking, is it the same for everybody? No, that's the beauty of it. It's always different. So if you asked it to write the same post again, it always comes up with something different, but it knows it's you. We are building the file on who you are based on what you're posting on schedule, also what your website says. So all of the time, it's learning how to be you better. So now, happy National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day, everyone at 7 View Home Improvements. We believe in the perfect blend of classic comfort, modern flair, just like the timeless combination of peanut butter and jelly. Well, the funny thing about that is some people go, no, it's not. That's brilliant, because the more engagement you get on the feed, the more people see you post.
Yeah. If someone doesn't like it, they're just as likely to post as someone that does, isn't it? And that's people then commenting, engaging, and that's exactly what you want.
I'm going to copy them. Should we do this one or the pet one, Hannah?
Yeah. So I'm thinking the pet one, only partly because of the image that we could then create.
So do you get the idea? You've got if you want to create what I call some topic that's content that's not salesy, would that be fair, Hannah? Because a lot of your content wants to be a blend of who you are, but also a blend of how you behave and content that will get you into other audiences. Because the great thing about all of these things, particularly pets as an example, is all of these hashtags here will reach fresh people, right? They'll help you join other conversations. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, because people will be, you know, following that conversation. If it's not National Pet Month, then people will be looking at that conversation, especially pet lovers. And therefore, you know, you will be reaching people that haven't yet seen your business and your brand and your feeds. So by joining these conversations, you are reaching an audience that, yeah, you haven't yet reached.
So we're going to copy and schedule it. Tell me what's happening now, Hannah.
So it's copying that post and it's going to take us into the social planner in Maybe. And then we can obviously, we've gone straight into a new post. We can select the social feed that we want to post onto and then paste that caption into the content.
Oh, how do you do that? You can guarantee, hang on, I'm just going to copy it. You should have copied it, but for some reason, because I'm demoing it, always happens when I'm doing things.
Yeah.
But you can guarantee, I'm like the average, never worked with children or dogs or technology. It's never worked with children. Always mess up a live
Then
demo.
when you're typing when someone's watching you, and it's the time when you will always make a million typos.
I can't type anyway. Take those. So it gives you suggestion for other feeds as well. I'm just to take those out. End post.
Yeah,
And then we're going to go, so that's created the post for us, Hannah. So that's all there ready to go. We're then going to go to image. Now you might have a picture of your pet handy, but what if you haven't? And you can have your media library here. So all of your content is in your media library, Hannah. And how much easier does that make when you're scheduling social?
Oh, yeah, you can, as you can see there, organize it into folders. And then, you know, especially for evergreen content, you can go back and use it again. So it saves you actually going to find it wherever it's saved on your laptop or whatever device you use. It's just all here, images and videos too.
We're going to go back and say, but actually, for some reason, with some view homes, we haven't got a picture of a dog. So we'd like to create one using AI. And with that, when you press the button on the calendar, it also creates your prompt for an image.
Do you want to define the pet, Polly? Would you like to put a border terrier in?
Oh, yeah, what a good idea. With a
I thought you'd like that one.
so this is going to terrier, yeah. Okay, number of variations 2, yeah. And what do we want? Do we want a watercolor? What do we want? Should we go for watercolor? I love watercolor. I always love that. I don't know why.
I like watercolor and dreamlike are always nice. So yeah, let's try that.
So this is now, as a retailer, obviously, if you're selling your products, you'll have product images. But when you want to do something that's not quite, you know, it's something other, boom. I've now got a picture of a border terrier. I like that one. Look at that. Love that. Amazing.
Cute.
Continue. And
Yeah.
add it in my post.
Well, that image is totally unique as well. You know, it's not found it from like a stock image site or anything like that. That's a unique image, isn't it?
Yeah, it's stretching it because my monitor's too wide. But it wouldn't do that on the post. But that isn't that amazing? Yeah, somebody just said, is that for real? That is absolutely for real. Can I create images on anything? Yes, you can. If I change the prompt, so if you should we show you this is not. But what would you like? What would you like? It's stretched. Don't the stretch is only because of my computer. Would somebody like to tell me what other animal they'd like? So if we let's say no, we don't want that one. We're going to change our mind. We don't like him for some reason. We've been him. If somebody said actually they'd like to have a cat, we change that prompt.
Yeah. So generate new content.
Generate new content.
Yeah. And then you can just change border terrier to
a cat. There we go.
Fluffy cat.
Oh, fluffy cat. We love a bit of description. Fluffy cat.
You can literally put a few words and it will generate you an image, but obviously the more detail you put, the more specific it will be to what you're looking for. So
you could put a goldfish, right?
Yeah.
Goldfish
curled up on the sofa. That would be funny.
I didn't choose the image style, but let's see what it's done. Beautiful.
Oh,
he's a good cat.
Oh, look.
So do you get that stretched again because of my monitor? But do you get how easy it is? So literally, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. A few more questions. Will it translate it into different languages? Yes, you could translate it into different languages. Seriously, can you do any images? Yes, any images you like. It's that simple. You could do this as a photograph if you wanted, but I'm conscious of time, so I won't keep going. But you can choose the image style and it will change based upon whatever you want. So Hannah, how blown away by this are you?
Oh, it's incredible. You can lose lots of time playing around with the amazing images that you can actually create. It's just, yeah, as Polly said, you may have an image that's perfect for a post, but whenever you haven't, you can create something completely unique using the content AI and the image AI. So yeah, it's brilliant. Have a play.
So we've shown you so far that you can create content for every day of the month. You know what I call filler content when you can't always sell on social. You've got to have a blend of give. And the national days are a great way to give and get involved in a conversation. And we've shown you how you can create images. But that's just a little taste of what AI can do for you. The other thing we'd like to give to you is personalized AI. So from here, and I go to personalized AI, which is also inside your Maybe account when you dive in. Now, why this is different is if you drop on the chat, have you used ChatGPT yet? And ChatGPT has changed everything from an AI perspective. But the challenge with it is it doesn't know how to be you. You've got to train it. Now, we've got 150 pages of prompts, which we're very happy to share with you if you stay for the end and you do the thing we'd like to suggest you do. But promise you've got to go and every time you use ChatGPT is train it. And Hannah, that's quite hard, isn't it? It's quite if
It's really hard when, and you know, when we first started using it, and it takes a huge amount of time just to learn how, you know, the what you need to ask it. You know, you ask it the right things and you'll get great results, but learning what those right things are, and learning about its capabilities as well. Unless you know it can do a thing, how do you know to ask it about that thing? So yeah, this again gives you not just inspiration for how you can use it as a tool, but then what to ask it to get the best results.
So what we've done here is we've taken ChatGPT and as soon as you have an account, so this is 7View Home Improvements, it learns from your based on your social content you've posted, based on your website, and we're also creating a module that will enable you to update it further. But it learns immediately. You train it, and you could say, right, I'd like to define our brand voice, and it then looks at what you've already published, what's on your website, and it will say, this is what I know about you. And then when you say, can you write me some content or write me a post, it's using this information to write that post. So as a branding, and the key thing is that whilst it says here to find our brand voice, what sits behind here is what Hannah was saying, that really complex prompt that gets AI to do its thing. And you haven't got to learn how to do that, because if you ask AI in a few words to do something, it gives you a bit of a answer. The clever thing is how you prompt it. So we've built the prompts for you. So as a branding expert, it's essential to ensure that the brand of 7View Home Improvements resonates with the target audience. Here are key characteristics that should define your brand voice: warmth and comfort, expertise and reality, community engagement, timeless elegance, optimism and joy, education and information. And it talks how that works, you know, the idea of making every home a place of endless smiles and cherished memories. Now, if I switch accounts and do this at maybe, it will give us a different example. And Hannah, you know, how long would it take you to write that and work it out as a business?
Crikey, a huge amount of time longer than it does to ask it this. Yeah, it takes a lot of thinking time to come up with something like that, and then to actually translate your thoughts and your ideas into, you know, a kind of tangible brief or document for you and your team.
So
And
you
yet
see,
it's just a click of a button, isn't it? And it's not necessarily going to be exactly what you want, but it will have done 90% of the work for you to then read through, refine. Yeah, it's such a useful tool.
so somebody's asking, doesn't AI give the same answers for everything? Well, I hope you can see how just through these two examples, how much it changes. So we just go back to 7View Homes. It absolutely won't. It's like giving each of your team a really, really ambitious intern to work with, because it's so earnest in trying to do the right thing for you. So should we create some seasonal content for home improvement? Let's write some content. Actually, we should do some Facebook content, engaging Facebook posts. Let's stick with creating content. Should we do Facebook campaign concepts, Hannah, for 7View Homes?
Yeah,
This is quite good. It lets you then understand how you can take it further, doesn't it?
yeah, definitely.
So it's doing its thinking. This what sits behind it here is a prompt that says acting as a social media manager. There you go. How long would that take up?
Crikey. And yet it never fails to amaze me, the results it comes up with. You know, you sort of think 7View Homes, campaign concepts, you have a few ideas that immediately come into your head, and yet at the click of a button you get this that it just blows you away. Transformation stories, you know.
Which one should we choose, Hannah, to go and ask it to do more work? So it's given us 5 concepts. It's given us home transformation stories, Flashback Friday, historical home makeovers, expert tips and trips campaign. Oh, I can't say that. Interactive polls and quizzes celebrating home improvement heroes. Which one should we go for?
I always like a transformation story, to be fair.
Okay. So we copy that and say, we like this. Please, can you expand it into
Also very clever with typos as well, Polly, isn't it? The AI.
I'm an idiot. So sorry, I will go and correct my errors.
Not an idiot.
It's getting extended to full campaign. So give it that one, a full campaign with example posts.
Yeah.
Posts and relevant emojis. So I'm asking it, I've given it, how many words is that? Not many words, is it? I'm gonna give it the post that we like. And it will come back in, how long does it take? About 11 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, it's second. Times it takes you to have a sip of your cup of tea, and then you'll have your answer.
There you go.
Ah.
Absolutely. Here's a full campaign for Home Transformation Stories campaign, excluding example posts and relevant emojis. The campaign title, #HomeGlowUpStories. We invite our valued customers to share inspiring home transformation stories, impact of our services on their live homes through genuine testimonials and striking visuals. We aim to highlight the positive change, newfound joy resulting from our home improvement solutions. Campaign announcement, text only, customer testimonial video before and after pictures, visual posts with captions, testimonial spotlight, call to action, example. Now, you could go on and on and on and say, and so Hannah, what should we say now? Please create 5 Facebook account posts for us, yeah?
Yeah. And this is where it's kind of like having a conversation, isn't it? Because you get your initial answer, you decide which you like. You might like it all, but obviously you'll want to deal with it one thing at a time. And then when you get that next bit of detail and inspiration, you can then keep generating more until you've literally got the posts that you are going to post onto your socials.
And it is, you're delivering work in such an extraordinarily short amount of time. Now, everything it creates, you can then copy. So certainly here, a live 5 form. I can't even speak as fast as I can type. So you've got 5 long form posts about the joy of transformation. I could then say, oh, cut it off. Please continue.
That's because it's coming up with so many great ideas.
Now, all of this, there's a copy button, and you can copy it. You can go and take it into a doc and refine it further, or you could just take it straight and put it into your social media scheduler inside Maybe. You could then say, can I have a blog to direct these posts to? And it will spit you out a blog based upon everything you've just written. But it's all as 7 View home improvements, all based upon that brand stuff that we showed you at the beginning. Blog written for you. Now, if you wanted to improve that, you can. I always take this as first draft. I'm going to show you one more trick that I think is really important, which is, okay, as a customer, as a potential customer, oh, Hannah, I can't spell, on, as a potential customer, how would you respond to this content, and how could it be improved? I think this is the absolute gold. So you sit here and you get all excited and think it's amazing. Then you say, okay, as a potential customer, how could it be improved? And sometimes you'll get a great response, and sometimes it goes, nah, customer won't like that. And what you've done is just save yourself a whole load of time. So as a potential customer, I might respond positively for 7 reasons: engaging stories, visual showcase, call to action, room for improvement, interactive elements, expert insight, video content. I think that's fair, Hannah. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great. And that's really clever, actually, because it is like having another pair of eyes on that content, but from a different perspective, obviously. So this is like having someone to do an assistant to do the research for you, and then kind of lots of ideas to actually get something proofread and checked. So clever.
So there we go. Please make all of the changes please make all of these changes to the content you have suggested. So you don't now need to go and do the work. You just need to tell it to go and do the work, and you look at it. And so it goes on. It's a very different way of working, but you have got a new person. It doesn't mean the people you've got you don't need. You need them to do something else and behave differently. And it never says no. It never says I've got to leave now. But it's a tool, Hannah. It never ceases to amaze me. What do you think?
Yeah, it just allows you to do more, much more, and your team to do much more. You can just deliver more. As you say, it doesn't replace the people on your team. It just gives them a tool to just do things so well. It's great.
Right, please recreate the social posts. Right, and it would know to go and do that. So off it goes. Now, if at any point in this process you get stuck, you can come here and just ask us a question. So send us a message. You say, how do I do a reel? Because all the time we've got to do more and more stuff on social, and more of the time, I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh, how do I do that thing? How do I do that thing? And Hannah and her lovely team have documented how you do everything. But the most important thing is, Hannah, we've now trained the AI on you and on your team, so that everything, rather than having to answer the questions and you have to wait for us to answer them, they get answered in, on average, 11 seconds, sometimes 13. Sorry about that. And it links to the article that Hannah and her team have done with beautiful videos, lovely videos that tell you how to do the thing. So play this. And it will tell you in 2 minutes how to do the thing. You haven't got to go off and find anybody. It's all there waiting for you to do it. A few more questions. So any question on social media, it's all there. Yes, it is. It's all there ready for you to use. And can you have live help? Yeah, if you want any live help, you can hit book now, and then you can book into one of our sessions. We do live sessions every day, each on a different topic, particularly on ads. We do a big section on ads as well. Somebody's asking. So yeah, just going to show my screen again. You can also ask for expert help in the same way that I said, can you ask a customer? You can ask, and so for ask someone, let's see Steve Jobs, what do they think of my content? And they'll tell you how to make it better. Maybe support, I've shown you that. Literally it works 24/7. You're never stuck. You never need to go and disappear down that YouTube rabbit hole ever again. You'll get the answers to the questions you need and get stuff done faster. You've got access to a content planner within Maybe, where you can literally see all the content you've got scheduled. Hannah, how does this compare to other social media schedulers that you've used?
It does everything and more. I think, yeah, when this version of Maybe, when we first started testing it and released it, some of the tools in there I was just blown away by. Everything from simple things to, it's all clever, but simple things to complex things, like hashtag groups you can save in here, so you can just click and add a group to a post rather than rekeying them or find them in another document. The media library, we showed you that. It's just all tools that mean you've got everything at your fingertips within Maybe, rather than having to go to different places to find things and do things. And the way it's displayed visually, in the calendar, you can see all of your content across X, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's such a brilliant tool to use, and it's all here within Maybe.
And you can also run high performing ads across all channels. We currently run Google and use Facebook, obviously, for Instagram as well. We don't run ads on TikTok or YouTube yet, but YouTube is one thing we start doing. But all of the technology will optimize your campaign. So for example, with our Facebook ads, we put them on here and then tick the box that says placement, and it creates all of the different assets for us. It writes the content for us, and then it works out where to place the ads. It then optimizes the ones that work best, and we're getting some amazing results. It's available to all of you, and it's the way to reach your customers. Organic is important for your feeds, but you've got to make sure to reach the audiences you're running some paid ads to. If you sort of think, well, who are these guys? Obviously, we're working with Bira. Delighted to be working with Bira, and you've got an amazing sponsored offer as a member. We're committed to helping independent retailers use digital to keep our high streets thriving. We're good at this. We do it up and down the country. If you want to go and check us out, go to Trustpilot and read about us. And you'll see from a lot of it, it's not just about our technology, it's about our people. Because we know the tech's great, but what you need is somebody to hold your hand. And so it's not like one of those platforms where you can sign up to a Hootsuite or a Sprout and you ask for help and you can't get it. We're here 24/7, and there's a real person to book in with a call for every day of the week where you can call us and say, right, I need some help with this thing. I love this cartoon, Hal. I just love this cartoon because it's so now. We've all got to put new wheels on our business. This whole AI thing is accelerating the digital journey so fast, and you can't be too busy for this. You've got to find time. Our job is to make it easy for you to do it, and that's what we do. I now have this cartoon put on my wall. How we can help you? We're going to help you reach more customers, grow sales, stay ahead of competition, do better business, be more efficient. You've seen a little tiny glimpse of what's inside the Maybe platform, and as a buyer member, you've got an amazing deal to hang about, and we tell you what it is. You can have I've got something sat at the top there. Sorry. You can have a 14-day trial of the Maybe platform and a 50% off voucher code, and you get a 365-day guarantee. Now, before you all go, well, how much does it cost? I'm going to just hold on to that thought for a minute. I want to tell you a story. You can go off and click maybitech.com/go. I'm going to show you how that process works. But I want to show you two businesses that we have worked with over a period of time. They're both independent retailers. They both started from zero digital, and they are now, as I said at the beginning, doing well over £100,000 a month digitally, as well as growing their offline business as well. I don't know how big, and the number of you on the call of different sizes, but I wanted to just show you a couple of things that I think are really interesting. So they're very different, and some people are very worried about appearing on camera. So Sophie Scarrett has never appeared on camera, never ever appeared on camera. But on her best ever campaign, she spent, I always get this wrong, she spent £250, and it was a flash sale, and she got £50,000 back in 6 hours. It was insane. But she did it because she's created a really loyal audience. Now, she invests in really good photography. She herself never appears on the feed. She's got one member of the team that does great reels, but it's all shot with an iPhone. But she does do photo shoots as well. So she's developed what works for her for her brand. She is a really high-end shoe retailer. When I first met her 5 years ago, she threw me out of the store and said, what is the point of digital, Paul? People need to try my product on. They'll never buy it online. She's now actually completely reversed her business model, does all her business online, but has pop-ups. And when she turns up in John Lewis's footfall overall increases, but it all is done because she's built her audience. But as I see, if you're worried about appearing on camera, Sophie herself never, ever appears on camera. It's one of her team that do it, and she has a photo shoot for each season, and then that's what they push out on the social feeds. And they do it really well, don't they, Hannah?
Yeah, the quality, the lifestyle that comes through the feeds, it's always eye-catching content. It's always really engaging. Obviously, it helps that she has absolutely fabulous footwear, doesn't she? It's gorgeous. So yeah, if you're going to have a look, be warned, your wallet may take a hit.
But that's what she does so well, because she just showcases the products so well. But it's her model is she takes great pictures, and it's simple because she's got a model that repeats itself. It's very she's not reinventing the wheel the whole time. She does a photo shoot and then she uses that content for that season. Then she does another photo shoot. In between, she's got she's got team shots with an iPhone. So really, a model that can be replicated. The next one I want to talk about is Laura & Co. These guys, Denise is a model, so she's very comfortable in coming in front of the camera. When we met Denise, she was paying for people to follow her page, and doing the most amazing dress ups. So what she does is she does endless. Let me find one. She does endless dressing up on her feed. Here we go. So here she's getting, and she'll put lots of different wardrobes on. Now we showed her how, because she was doing lots of lives, she's getting a really big audience behind them. I showed the Border Terrier, and we showed her how to do one thing, which is to retarget the people that are watching her videos on Facebook. And literally that one thing has driven hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of business. So she does her video. She doesn't do expensive photo shoots like Sophie does. She just does regular dressing up sessions where she talks. She got light and she's got a camera on a tripod and she talks to it and she changes her thing. I've bought that jacket because of this video. And not only do people buy from the video, but they then keep she retargets them because they've watched her content, and she'll keep appearing, and she just sells through the whole time. But it's just using one digital tactic, and that's our team that taught her that on a Thursday. So please, as once you sign in the Maybe platform, you've got access to all our training, and you've got access to our team that helped businesses do this. We practice what we preach. Everything that we're teaching you, we're doing ourselves, and we're learning things all the time, and we share it with the people that are inside the Maybe platform. So a couple of questions here. So you're saying that you can basically do things very differently. Yeah, absolutely. These two businesses are doing things using digital, but doing it very different ways. You don't have to do all of it, Hannah. It's about picking the bit that works for you, isn't it? And so Denise is really good in front of the camera, does her stories, and then all we do is make sure the audience that watch them, we retarget those and find more people like them. And it just works. You don't have to do everything, do you?
No, definitely not. You pick what suits you as a business and as a person as well. As you say, not everyone's comfortable being front and center. Excuse me, their social content. Oh dear. Denise looks absolutely great, but yeah, you don't have to do that at all. You find it's all about finding what works for your business. But reaching people digitally is totally the thing to do for every business. It's just working out how you do that for your particular business.
So, as I said, as a Bira member, and this offer won't last forever, so please don't miss it. You've got access to Maybe platform, access to all our training and all our tools. And if for any reason, if at the end of it, you think, this just hasn't worked for me, as long as you have used the tools and you've turned up for training, we'll give you a full refund. It's as simple as that. So I said to you, how much is it? It's £95 per month, and you get a 50% off voucher. So I can't do the math on what's that? 40. For £47.50 for £47.50 a month. You get access to everything I've just shown you, and you get access to lovely people like Hannah all day, every day, to answer your questions and hold your hand. And so you get this right. If you go to maybetech.com/go, you will go through a process like this, where literally you put in your name and number, and you put your name and number, hit next. You have a simple form to fill in your details. The voucher code, which you cannot get anywhere else. If you go to a website, you can't get it. So it's only because you're a Bira member. Bira, thank you so much. I don't know how long this will offer last, so don't miss it. Go grab it, put your details in, copy that code, pop the code into the voucher code. So I put that here. You'll see the price will change. So enter the voucher code and apply. It's made to change the amount of money. It will do that when I put the when I put all the details in. And that's it. It just works. You have been lots of questions coming in now, and I'll keep answering questions. So go to maybetech.com/go and grab your Bira offer. Questions coming in. How long does this offer last for? I don't know. We'll find out more. Can I have help with setting up Google My Business? Yes, you can. So all of those things, for example, Google My Business, there's a massive content about Google My Business inside Maybe, isn't it, Hannah?
Yes, loads. And it's, alongside social media, clearly it's the place that people go to find a business, whether they're looking for you or they're looking for your type of business in your place. And so having an optimized Google My Business profile and then understanding how that can work best for you is really important. So yeah, we'll help you with all of that.
Can you schedule Google My Business content? Yes, you can. Question about TikTok. Can you schedule TikTok Reels through Maybe? Yes, you can. TikTok Reels, not so. Can you schedule TikTok? Yes, you can schedule. I'm right with that. How do you schedule TikTok? Can't you?
You can. Yes, you can. That's new in obviously this version of Maybe is TikTok's there too, which I jumped up and down about when I saw. So yeah.
Can you do email and funnels? Yes, you can. So this is the big change with Maybe now. You've now got a full-blown CRM. What we realized is that with social media, you want to get customers, right? And so you want to know who your customer is. So if you're using, somebody says here, I'm using Shopify, how does that work? So if you're using Shopify, you can integrate, you can take the bits of maybe you need. You don't need to use all of it, you can use some of it. So you can literally blend the two things together and we can help you do that. So the audience, will you help me build my audience on ad? Yes, we do help you build your audiences. Our team are really good at that. So if you come to our session, I think it's on Thursday, for ads, they'll help you with that. And again, if you use our help button, you can get to the book a call anytime. Question: is there a limit on how many times you can have training? No, there's no limit. You can come as many times as you like. You can ask as many questions you like, and it will never say no as long as you are a paid customer. What did we decide it was? £47.50 a month. Yes, it's crazy. Is this offer just for Bira members? Yes, if you're not a Bira member, if you take the offer and you're not a Bira member, the membership team will talk to you and get you signed up for Bira as well. And if you don't do that, then you will lose the 50% off. So yes, it's a blended piece. You have to be a Bira member to get this deal. We don't do this deal anywhere else. So that's great. I know. Yes, it's great. So yeah, no, go ahead, set yourself up, and if you're not a Bira member, then we will get that sorted out. Is there, if I've got 3 shops, I've got 3 different brands. Somebody's asking, I've got 3 different brands. Can I have 3 50% offs? Oh, hell, it's nearly Easter. Yes, of course you can. 3 different accounts. Yes, if you're a Bira member, you can have 3 different accounts off for those. Another question. Does it do LinkedIn? Yes, it does. Does LinkedIn, Hannah, it does LinkedIn for business and personal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, which is different to sort of the things out there is often it's kind of one or the other, but yeah, it's both your personal LinkedIn profile and your business page too. You can post content too.
Does AI build videos? No, I'm afraid our platform doesn't do AI videos. Not yet. Give us time. But no, we don't do that. We do many things, but not that. You've been a great crowd. Please go to maybetech.com/go and grab your Bira offer. It won't last forever, so don't miss out. You've been a great crowd as well. We're here every Wednesday. Actually, we run a webinar every Wednesday, so you can come every Wednesday if you like. But we'll be here for Bira again at the end of April. Don't be a laggard with your content now, because you've got every reason to create content in seconds. And yeah, one more question. Do I understand that? Is this easy to set up? Well, here's the thing. You get an onboarding call with one of our experts. So the minute you sign up your account for your account, you'll get booked into somebody's calendar to have a one-on-one call. So I don't know anybody else that does that. Hannah, how many things do you sign up where you get somebody on board you?
Oh, it's so rare. I can't even think of anywhere that you actually get a real human to speak to help you get set up and answer any questions and things. Yeah. So yeah, I think it makes all the difference though, because clearly as you're just getting used to using Maybe and what it does, having someone you can talk to say, this is where everything is, and then you can ask whatever initial questions you've got. It just makes sure you get the best out of it from day one, and that you're set up fully and properly as soon as you want to be. So yeah.
So really simple, go to maybetech.com/go, grab your offer. We're here. Once you get through the other side, you won't be alone. We'll be here. Bira, I'd like to shout out to Bira, say thank you so much for making this possible. And we will see you all again this time next month, if not sooner. If you want to come to any of our training or other webinars, which there's something going on every day. Hannah, thank you so much for all your research. Thank you to Manchester. And I'm not going to tell you where we're going next month, where we're going next month yet, but it will be somewhere very exciting.